calling Yelp. This is Jake.
Yes, sir. I was just calling about my business Yelp page. There seems to be some sort of issue with my reviews.
Yeah, what's going on?
So I had a bunch of reviews on there, and I hadn't actually looked at it in a while. I went back to update the information, and some of the reviews are deleted or like hidden or something. And there's only one on there from like some crazy woman I dealt with a few years ago. She doesn't even have. She just made her Yelp page just to leave a bad review on here. So now there's only two reviews. There's one that I had not too long ago, and then one from like 4 years ago. That is just like she only has one review. She doesn't, and she's actually the wife of Alex Jones, the crazy radio conspiracy theory guy. So you can just imagine how much of a delight she is. But I was just curious, how does this like? Why are all my reviews? Because I had 5 stars on here. Now I only have 3. How does that work? Why do all my good reviews get hidden?
They could be in the not recommended section.
Well, they are.
Yeah, so those users just must not be reliable sources to the Yelp community.
Okay, but why would hers be recommended if she's only made one review and has 0 friends and you know what I mean?
Sometimes it just takes time, and the software is always running to make those decisions. I mean, if she just wrote it today, the software might still be running on it.
Okay, but so I have somebody that has 5 reviews that gave me a great review, and why can't they see that?
I
I
mean,
mean that
anyone can see what's in the not recommended section. They're just not counted into your star rating.
see, but that I don't see why. Like,
There's
this
something about what they're writing, who they are, their traffic on the site, what they're saying, that's making them not reliable.
okay, but this lady is less reliable than them all, but yet she is.
But there's something about her Yelp account that isn't, though. I know you're saying that, but there's something our software is seeing.
Well, she has 1 review and 0 friends. This is her only review. Why does that make her reliable? Does that make sense?
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't have the answer to
Well,
that.
you do work for Yelp, and I do not. So I would argue that your
Well,
guess
I
is
would not
probably
know
better.
how that software works.
You don't know
No
how
one
the
at our
software
company
works.
besides a very small sect of
Well,
engineers
is there anybody
know
that
how that software works.
is there anybody that does know how the software works? Because this is totally like.
No, there is not. That would be like you calling Coca-Cola and asking for the Coca-Cola recipe. We have a proprietary software. We're running our business
Okay,
to make
yes,
sure we're showing the most reliable reviews.
okay, but it's failed. So how does it get corrected? It's
Well, it
just
didn't
willy
fail.
nilly.
That's your opinion.
Well, no, it's willy nilly. Just there's no real rhyme or reason.
There's very much a rhyme or reason and a scientific method behind what it does.
But
What
nobody
exactly
knows.
it's seeing with this review, you're right. Nobody knows and is going to give that information.
So nobody knows. So how does this get corrected? How do I show those views that are not recommended? Because I've been doing
Anyone
business.
can view them. They're on the bottom of your Yelp listing.
Okay, but they're not getting factored into my star review. So even though I have
That's
a
right.
bunch of 5-star reviews, they don't get counted, even though those people have more reviews than the one that is getting bumped up. So this person has 0 friends,
That's possible.
1 review. This is the only review, and it doesn't even say anything. It doesn't even say much. So how does that make sense? I imagine
There's
you get a lot
something
of these calls. That's
Very few and far between. This is an advertising line.
no, that's not what fellow business owners. Is there anybody I can talk to about fixing this? I know that
There's not.
nobody knows how this works. That's like calling me. I own a pool business. That's like calling me and saying, "Hey, there's a mistake with your billing," and I'd just be like, "Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?"
But you're
It
comparing
keeps
apples
charging.
and oranges. If you called me and said there's a mistake with my billing, I would look into your billing.
Okay, so
You're calling about something arbitrary. You're calling about something. That'd be like me calling you and saying, hey, I want a pool in my backyard. How much is it going to cost? I don't want you to come to my backyard and look. I don't want you to see if my backyard is sloped. I want to know an exact price, and that's what you're going to charge.
okay, well, do you want to
Can't
know?
do that.
Okay, well, what do you want to look at the page so you can make a better assessment?
There is no assessment that needs to be made. It's an automated system.
See, this is what I love about you guys. I know plenty of people that have dealt with y'all before, and it's hilarious because there's no recourse because you don't have to answer to anybody. What I'm saying is your service is you're a review site, yes? Your reviewing
No.
process is flawed. So that's like me building a pool and then there's something wrong with it, and then somebody's like, "Hey, well, what can we do to fix it?" And they're like, "I don't know." There's nobody here that knows that information. But anyway, keep using our
That's
service.
not what we are, though.
What
We're
are
a site
you
where
then?
people come to find local businesses. Reviews are just a component of that site.
Okay, but if there's a flaw in the algorithm, which there
But there's
obviously
not.
is.
You're
Okay, but
say
I had 5
your
stars for years, and then there's people on here that are more reliable. You know?
Yelp advertising. Can I start with the phone number of the business, please?
Yes, it's.
Is that accurate? Okay. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm glad you're on the page. There seems to be some sort of an issue. I had a bunch of 5-star reviews, and I had a full 5 stars, and then all of a sudden they just like disappeared. And there's some review I got from some crazy lady I dealt with for like 5 years ago, who she only has one review. She made her profile just to leave this bad review, and she has 0 friends, 1 review, and for some reason hers is like one of the only reviews on there. But I've had a bunch of different 5-star reviews. I mean, I've been in business for like almost 9 years now. And like all of my reviews are like hidden. Do you know what that could be? Is like,
Well, I mean, quite frankly, it's a software program that determines which reviews get recommended and which ones don't. It does look at every review on Yelp every day. It makes a determination whether to leave it in recommended or move it non-recommended or vice versa.
okay, well, at this point, if that's the case, can I just take my page down? Like, I don't even want a Yelp page at this
Yeah,
point.
we
You know
don't
what I
remove
mean?
listings from Yelp,
I'm
unfortunately.
sorry?
We don't remove listings from Yelp.
What do you mean you don't? Like,
Yelp doesn't remove listings from Yelp.
so if my business just shut down or if I died, my Yelp page would still be there so people can go and try to get a hold of me?
Of course not. I mean, obviously, if the business was closed and either one of those two things happened, we would mark it as closed. However, whenever we mark a business closed, we do have a set of moderators that actually look into whether it's closed or not.
Okay, well, is there
But
a way to.
even then,
Yeah. I was gonna say, is there a way to somehow bypass the software and move these legitimate review? I mean, you gotta understand, man. I've been working really, really hard for years now, and now these reviews that I worked really hard to earn these good reviews. They don't get factored in, and it's like so the software is just overrides everything, and there's like nothing anybody can do about it. Like, how does it work? Is there anybody that I can talk to see how the software works, or that maybe there's a glitch or something?
no, I get that, and we get asked that question a lot. The reality is they don't even tell us exactly what goes into the software program. I mean, I tell people the same thing that you can see in the non-recommended section. It doesn't look at the content of the review or the star rating. It's strictly the user activity. And
Okay, but this person has one review.
But that's not just reviews written. Activity is not just that. It's searches. It's are they engaged with the platform? Are they calling to the platform? Are they getting directions to the platform? And a variety of other things. And you and I can't see that. That's what the software is designed to see.
So y'all basically just assume that the software is flawless.
Oh no, I mean the software's always being updated, and I would say that it's not perfect, but it is the most unbiased system that is out there. It is, and you're probably going to disagree with this, and if I were in your shoes, I probably would too. It is why Yelp is the most trusted platform on the user side, because the consumers feel relatively comfortable that business owners aren't able to create their own reputations. Now, from your point of view, of course you want all those 5-star reviews to show. However, you do have 2 1-star reviews in your non-recommended section as well.
Let me see this. Okay, and one of the guys is, one of those guys. This was years ago, but I think I remember this guy. One of the guys is like he has a bunch of different reviews and stuff like that. Well, I don't see. Wait, I don't see. No, there's not. That's not 2 different reviews. That's the same guy. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the same.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but keep in mind what I'm saying to you is that it doesn't look at star rating, right? It
Okay,
looks
yeah,
at
but you see, so the same person can come and leave a shitty review, or pardon my language, a crappy review.
And they can update people can add comments just like you can. People can update their reviews, yes.
Okay, yeah, but that doesn't count as 2 reviews. You referred to as
Correct. Correct.
you don't see how that's flawed?
Well,
That's like somebody getting 2 votes for the president. Would that be okay with you?
I don't see the correlation you're making.
One person getting 2 votes or 2 reviews, you don't see how that's that's
But where are you seeing that?
you don't see where this guy has 2 because you said I have 2 one-star reviews on the non-recommended page, right?
Right.
Those are the same person. I'm looking at it right now. It's this guy, Adam W.
Oh yeah, so I just saw 2 1-stars in there. That's just one star that's in your non-recommended section.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, that guy seems pretty credible.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry?
That guy seems pretty credible. He has a bunch of reviews and a bunch of friends, so you have zero idea.
But that exactly kind of proves the point about the software program.
Well, I know what you're saying,
credible
but
to you and I, but to the software program, whatever that person is doing, okay, on what we can't see, the software doesn't feel comfortable recommending that review.
You know what it seems like to me, and maybe I'm, I don't know, maybe I'm naive, but it seems like the software always works in Yelp's favor. Would that be crazy? Would that be a crazy assumption?
I don't see how it would work in Yelp's favor now.
Well, okay, see, because I've talked to y'all before, and I basically said, like, what do we do? So if somebody, say you owned a business, right, and somebody goes on your Yelp page and says, hey, this guy raped and killed my mother. If it was a lie, what hypothetically, what would I be able to do to get rid of that?
Well, you could report the review through your business owner's account.
I've done that. This person went on here and told lies. Not this person, but the one before it.
Yeah, but that's very different than talking about their experience with the business.
Okay.
That's outside the realm of a consumer experience.
Okay, so but then y'all can take away reviews, yes or no?
Well,
the capability does
you're
exist.
You're talking about 2 different things.
Okay, no, but I'm saying I've been told before. They're like, when I go and I'm like, hey, what do I do to get this removed? There was 2 things. They were like, oh well, we can't do that. We don't even have the capability. And then I also no, and then also they basically in the same conversation they said, well, maybe if you wanted to buy AdverTubers, then maybe we could do something. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here.
Well, if someone did say that, which I highly doubt,
I have it on email.
Well, if you have it in email, then I would ask you to forward it to me, and if that
I would love to.
go with Yelp, they probably are not going to have a job any longer.
Okay.
The reality is that paying for advertising is not going to change anything when it comes to reviews.
What's the point in paying for advertising then? What's the benefit?
To put yourself in front of more people who are looking for what you do.
Okay, but if it's merit-based, right? That's what y'all are for, right? So you're basically, so y'all are recommending the businesses that are paying you, basically, over the businesses that are actually doing good business. Yes or no?
That's not accurate at all. If you do
That's
a
not?
search.
So if you put a 3-star, if somebody pays you for advertisers and they have 3 stars, you would put them ahead of a business that legitimately has 5 stars. Yes or no?
Well, as part of the advertising program, regardless of your star rating, what we do is we show you above search and on your competitor's page. By law, you have to designate that as an advertiser. So you will see all those that are paying say ad next to them. Now, in the organic results, okay, we don't have to show that, but if you do a search in your area for what you do, you'll see that people in the top 10 are not paying for advertising. Some probably are, but some aren't. It has nothing to do with it.
Okay, but what does it say about? Okay, but if your business so y'all are a profit business. Y'all are not a nonprofit organization. Obviously, I know y'all are a $1 billion industry, but your business model, and I know this has nothing to do with you, but it's funny that I can never get you guys to admit that I'm making a good point. Is your revenue is strictly based on sort of holding businesses hostage or something. It's like this weird thing that y'all have.
No, the business model is this, is that Yelp is an online directory where people go to find a local business to work with, much like the Yellow Pages used to be, okay? And it gives people the opportunity to go online and find a business like yours to work with.
The difference being now is that people have the option to write their opinion on dealing with your business where they didn't before. So just like the Yellow Pages used to reach out to businesses and say, hey, why don't you buy a full page ad? Why don't you buy a quarter page ad? Why don't you do this to get yourself more exposure? Yelp does the same thing.
Okay, so I could be a scam artist, but as long as I pay you, y'all will recommend me. See
Well,
that? See, what does that say about you?
Scam artists.
I'm sorry? Well, what if I sold snake oil?
Right.
If I paid y'all enough, y'all would put me at the top of the page, yes or no?
You could verify that it's a business. I don't see how it's
a
relative,
business.
But if you could verify it's a real business and you're actually attempting to sell people snake oil, and we had a category for snake oil salespeople, then I would assume that you could probably buy ads for it, yeah.
And that doesn't bother you that that's the business that you work for?
Why would that bother me?
Why would it bother you that y'all are completely unethical and like?
But that's an opinion, and there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of businesses who would disagree with you. I mean, you clearly don't have a good taste in your mouth when it comes to Yelp. I get that.
I had 5 stars, but y'all took them away, and I don't know why.
Right.
Y'all don't even know why.
But that doesn't mean everybody has that same
taste,
clearly, because of the amount of people not only who use Yelp, but the amount of people who pay Yelp for
Okay, well, see, y'all don't factor in basic human psychology where people are more inclined and compelled to leave a review when it's a negative experience. So the way, meaning that, being a business owner, I know this, other business owners know, a satisfied customer is not a customer. Nobody ever, if everything goes right, you don't ever hear from them again. That's to be expected. Do you understand this?
Well, I would agree with that.
So by nature,
point, however, I mean, you're asking rhetorical questions, but let me answer. However, if you look at Yelp, even on your own page, you have people who wrote you 5-star reviews, and 75% of reviews written on Yelp are 5-star reviews, which are 4-star and above.
Okay, but then you take them away, so what's even the point of doing it? I might as well have not even have been doing business this whole time. But your algorithm, your mystery algorithm that nobody knows how it works, keeps shysting me. And there's nothing that can be done about
Yelp, it. Right?
Do what?
You have a free listing on Yelp that gives you the opportunity to
I didn't want this. First of all, I only got this. First of all, I didn't even market this until I had a negative review that she just comes on my page and just outright lies, saying she had me on camera, like sabotaging her pool equipment, all this. All that was lies. She ended up getting sued and going bankrupt probably, So because those are lies, and then I called, I'm like, is there nothing that can be done about this? And I'm like, well, no, we can't. Oh, sorry. And then the guy basically said, he's like, well, if you were interested in an ad, then maybe we could think of something,
well, I'll give you my email address. If you have that email, I'd love to see it.
I mean, it was years ago, but I'm sure I could dig it up. But either way, it's like, so if she lies, if there was a lie on my page and I could prove that it was a lie, you could get it removed. Yes or no?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you have a court order that says that this person lied, and they're supposed to, of course.
Okay, so if she comes on my page and says I raped and killed her mother, I would need a court order.
That's different than saying your service was no good.
No, that she was saying that I committed a crime.
We have content to answer your question. We have content guidelines. Okay.
Have you ever heard of $1 Billion Bully?
Of course.
Yeah. Have you seen it yet?
I would suggest you go to our support site and look at the content guidelines.
Are you going to watch the movie? And you can tell me. It's cool. It's cool.
What does it matter?
I'm just curious if you're going to watch it. If you're curious, I mean, if I worked for Hitler, I might not want to watch a movie about.
Listen. I get your frustration with the software program, but if we're going to start making Hitler references, I think the conversation has just gone to a point where it's not rational anymore.
Well, I was just using it as an example. I don't think you're actually a Nazi. I don't think you're actually a member of the
fact that
SS.
you're even using that as an analogy is not rational.
Well,
I mean, clearly. I mean, but if that's your opinion, you're entitled to it, and you can certainly do that. But at this point, if that's where we're going to go with the conversation, then I'm just going to answer.
Well, no, it doesn't have to, but you do see the analogy that I'm making. If I worked for somebody that was unethical, I probably wouldn't want to watch that movie either. I'm just curious if you would watch it. I'm actually going to be in it, believe it or not. and I know a bunch of really successful.
I don't think it's relevant to this conversation.
Well, I was just curious if you're going to watch it because there's a lot of really successful, hardworking people who y'all will never understand. These caller
Yeah,
guys.
but see, you're doing what you're accusing of. You're making statements
I
like
don't even
that
care
to
at this
me
point.
personally, okay?
No,
That you don't know
not you
anything about me.
not necessarily you. And to be fair,
You don't know anything about me
I
or
know,
my
and
history.
I don't want to, but
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
and you're right. I don't know.
But
It's not about you personally. It's just y'all as a whole.
Then
Your
stop trying
company
to
is
attack
unethical.
me. Okay, well that's your opinion, but stop attacking me about it.
Right?
Well,
somebody's got to hear the frustration because I've been working my ass off for years.
Sure.
And I mean, just the fact that you already admitted you can see why I would be frustrated. Why are my 5-star reviews getting hidden? I think it's because y'all want me to somehow. I bet if I paid for ad space, those would magically pop out.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess you could take that chance. I wouldn't.
I bet you want me to. I bet. Yeah.
Actually, I don't want you to advertise. Actually, I don't. I think the way you feel about Yelp, it's probably not a good choice for you.
Probably not, but it's, I would argue that, that's another funny thing is nobody knows about how this mystery software works. I mean, do y'all have any software engineers that I can talk to?
Can you understand why that might be?
Yeah, I do. But I think that they should educate y'all a little bit so you could explain it better instead of being like, "Hey, man, it's willy-nilly, man. It's
But if they
it's a
told
free-for-all."
us, we would tell you, and there's a large amount of business owners, speaking of unethical, and they try to do it now, who would try and get around it and manage their own reputation.
But don't
there are reputation management companies out there who call businesses like yours and say, "We've got it figured out. Give us $2,000 a month, and we'll get you all 5-star reviews." That's unethical.
Yeah, but doesn't it seem convenient that they don't tell the people that directly talk to them about this supposed mystery software?
No, it doesn't. I mean, I see from your point of view why you're frustrated, and I certainly see why Yelp doesn't share it. Because I would share it with you. I'd tell you. And
I'm sure you would.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't I? If they share it with
me,
I
meant
then
that.
I would share it with you.
I legitimately meant that. I wasn't being sarcastic.
Of course I would. And then, but then what would happen was every business on Yelp would have a perfect reputation, and you would argue Yelp has no value anyway, but it would truly have no value at that point.
I would argue
Yelp,
that.
I mean, people. It has to protect the platform. And me and you are going to go back and forth, and I actually appreciate these conversations. I like when people care that much. I like having the conversation. But you're clearly at the point. I mean, you're bringing up Billionaire Bully. You're saying you're in it. You feel what you feel, and it's not going to change.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Yelp. I mean, Yelp understands that there are going to be certain people who they're not going to agree with what Yelp does. And I'm not going to try to convince you or any other business owner who feels that way that you're not right.
I know.
That's not what.
That's fine. I'm just going to call back and waste somebody else's time just because I'm tired of dealing with you.
Well, we closed right 5 minutes ago, so you might want to wait till tomorrow.
Okay. I will.
All right, my friend. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Yelp Advertising, this is Brandon.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me okay?
Sorry about that?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me okay? Sorry, it was my signal.
Yeah, now I can.
Yes, I was just curious. I was calling to I just wanted to go ahead and take my Yelp page down or whatever. It's just I can't keep up with it. It's really not even nobody even goes to it. I get all my referrals based on just word of mouth. So I was just going to go ahead and take it off.
What's the phone number tied to your business?
It's 5. I just want to go ahead and take that bad boy down. Don't even use it.
I mean, if you're not doing the business anymore, we can get it marked as closed, but as a matter of having it on here, it's public record at this point. It's a public domain. So it's got to stay on here. I mean, you could choose to engage with it if you want. You don't have to. It's nice to just have a phone number and website for people to contact you, though.
So,
worst case,
Well, no, I think maybe misunderstanding. I want to take my business page off of your website. The business that I own.
Not possible.
It's not possible to take the business that I own. It's not possible to have it unassociated.
No, it's public record.
It's public record. Okay.
Why do you want it removed, if you don't mind me asking?
I just don't even use it. I don't want to keep up with it.
You don't have to. I mean, no one's coming to your page really anyway. You've only had a couple of views in the last year or so.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I have a bunch of 5-star reviews, but for some reason y'all hid them. And so it's like, well, why even deal with y'all anymore? I mean, all y'all have ever tried to do is extort money from me. So, I mean, it's like,
I
I
don't
don't
think
even,
we do that.
you don't think that that's ever happened? Do you,
Not to my knowledge. That would not be a very good business practice.
y'all don't have a very good business practice. Everybody that I know hates y'all. But either way, and that's
Well, a
fine.
lot
I'm
of
not
people who
taking this.
call
Well, I'm
actually,
not taking. Okay, and I'm
I
not
mean,
taking
you're
this out
calling
on
me for a
you.
reason. So can I help you with anything?
Yeah, you can take my motherfucking business off your
Have
website.
a great rest of your day. I hope it gets better.
All right, fuck you.
Yelp Advertising, this is Kenza.
Yes, ma'am. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I was calling because I was looking to remove my business page from your website just because I don't even use it and nobody ever even goes to it. It's
Okay, could I grab the phone number to your business really quick?
yes, it's 5.
So what were you looking to do today?
I just wanted to go ahead and just remove it from your website because I don't even use it. I get all my referrals from word of mouth anyway. So it's
Sure,
like
I don't have a way
even
to remove a business page off of Yelp entirely, so it will remain as is. I mean, you don't have to be involved with it if you don't want to, but I don't have a way to remove it off of our site because we're a public business directory.
but I'm sorry. I'm maybe I didn't say I'm the business owner. I wanted to remove the business that I own from
Yeah, no,
the
I
website that
understand that.
y'all own.
We're a public directory on Yelp, though, so that's what Yelp is. We display public information regarding businesses, so we don't remove businesses off of Yelp.
Okay,
We
well,
have it
in
listed
that
on
case,
our support site as well.
okay, well, in that case, is there any way to get all of those public reviews public to where they show with all the other reviews, all the reviews that are hidden?
The not recommended reviews?
Yeah.
That,
Can I just
that's
go ahead?
an
No,
automated...
I just want to go ahead and put those on the page and have them factor into the 5-star status that I've worked all these years for. So if you could go ahead and just
Sure.
put those in and just show them with all the other ones, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so what you're referring to is our recommendation software, that
Yes.
recommended or not currently recommended section.
Mhm.
That's an automated system, so reviews can come in and out of either section. There's not a way to manually override that, though, so those reviews could become recommended again, so long as they meet the criteria in the software, as it's constantly running and evaluating those reviews.
Okay, what would that entail? Like having the reviews that other people left, how do they get factored back in? Do you know? Or do you know how
Well,
the
the
software works?
is running and evaluating data points within the review and reviewer. So it's looking at things like reliability, quality, user activity on Yelp.
Oh,
So
okay.
we don't want businesses asking for reviews.
Yeah.
We want content to happen organically and naturally over time. So
Yeah.
reviews can fluctuate in and out of either section based off of if and when they meet the criteria.
Yeah, well, there appears to be a glitch because one of the reviews that's on there is this crazy lady that just made a Yelp page just to leave that one review, and she's never interacted on Yelp again. So obviously there's an issue if hers is being recommended over other people that do use the website a lot. Does that make sense?
Well, sure, but activity is a very broad term. So just based off of how many reviews someone has written isn't the only indicator of how active somebody is on Yelp, right? You and I may not be able to see, how often someone calls businesses, maps directions, messages businesses, but that's something that the software could have the capability of looking at. So there's not a way to look at any review, whether recommended or not, and tell you what's the reason it is or isn't, because they don't disclose the full list.
Okay,
So it would be setting the wrong expectations if I did.
Okay, so is there any way to have my I had 5 stars for years, but all of a sudden it's like, nope, not anymore. Sorry, buddy. So never really got any closure on that, and nobody's ever really even slightly helpful with explaining to me why. But I can do, what are the options? When I pay y'all, what does that get? What are the benefits of paying y'all?
Advertising is going to expose your business to searches in the area. So when somebody's looking for your type of service in and around the Austin area, we promote you. It doesn't have anything to do with reviews, though, so it wouldn't affect reviews whatsoever.
Okay, well, is there any way to get my, what used to be 5 stars and now I'm like 2 stars? Is there any way to have my 2-star page show before somebody else in the area that has 5 stars?
The advertising spots are designed to promote your business to searches in your areas. So your ads would show above search results on similar business pages.
So it would show above them. So it would show, like, say there was somebody with 5 stars that doesn't pay for
It doesn't
advertisement.
matter if they have a 5-star, 1-star review. We have ad spots that are above search results on similar business pages. So like on another pool cleaning page, for example, your ads should show throughout our site, irrelevant of star rating.
Okay, so basically the ad, so y'all would show, so if somebody has ads, they would show up higher on the list? I don't understand.
No, because the list is organic, 1 through 10. There are ad spots that appear above search results, below search results, on similar business pages throughout our site. So there's multiple spots.
So there's really no benefit to paying y'all, is what you're saying.
The benefit is exposure. So, for example, if you weren't showing up on the first page of results, an advertising spot above those search results or below those search results could help with that. That way your page can be considered.
By moving me, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what.
It doesn't move your page. Like, you could still be on the 5th page of results at number 35 and then also have an ad spot. They're two separate things.
Okay, but then why would I want to? You see what I'm saying? Why would I want to do that if there's no guarantee that it's going to even bump me up in the search results?
Because you're receiving advertising spots that are going to promote your business regardless of where you're showing up organically.
So even if I had half a star, if I was paying advertisers because y'all are getting something out of it, it would boost it or it would give it more exposure. So let me ask you this. Regardless of what my business was, if I sold, let's just say snake oil. If I sold snake oil and promoted it as an actual medication, if I paid y'all for advertising, y'all would give me that exposure. Yes.
We would promote your business in our advertising spots.
So that's a yes.
Paid advertiser.
So you would promote a snake oil salesman.
You went from wanting to remove your page from Yelp and now interested in advertising.
No, so, I'm not.
You understand where I'm having a little bit of an issue here?
No. I do understand, and this isn't this is nothing personal. I know that you're not the owner of Yelp, but you do see how that's a little strange. That even if I was a snake oil salesman, if I paid y'all for advertisement, y'all would promote my business.
That as an example, like I feel like you're trying to.
But you're not disagreeing either. You're not disagreeing.
I don't know what you mean by snake oil. To be honest, that's why
it's snake oil. That's just a term.
In twice, and you've been frustrated about your page in general.
And I'm going to keep calling because y'all are extortionists.
That's not true, sir. I just
Actually,
told
it
you
is.
If you spend money on advertising, it won't change your reviews.
No. No, but I have had people tell me before that, and I actually have proof of it in the email. Actually, let me talk to your manager. Do you have managers?
My manager's not currently at her desk, but I can give you her voicemail.
Yeah, that's wildly convenient. Okay, well.
She sits right across from me, so give me one moment.
Okay.
Yelp Advertising. Can I have the business phone number?
Yes, it's 5.
What's going on?
I was just looking to just remove my business page from your website. I don't even use it, and somebody told me it was like, no, none of my customers even know that I have a Yelp page, and somebody just brought it to my attention that somebody left a negative review from like years, or that it's just been sitting there for years, and I'm just like, well, I didn't even want a Yelp page, so I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to use it if you don't want to claim your page or do anything with it, but it'll still just be the free business page.
No, no. Well, hold on. Maybe I misspoke, or I didn't. I own the business, and I want to take the business that I own off of your website.
That's just not something that you can do or request.
What does that mean? It's my business. Like I work.
Yeah, we don't remove business listings from Yelp.
Does that seem right to you?
It is. Business information is public information. So you don't have to advertise or log in or do anything with it, but it still will be listed.
Okay, well, can you just disable people from leaving? I mean, because she went on here and basically told lies. She says she has me on camera committing a crime or something, but she obviously doesn't, or else she would have done. She actually ended up getting sued and went bankrupt, for doing something similar to somebody else. So how do I remove that? It just sits there?
Yeah, I mean, you can report a review if you think it's violating our terms of service.
Okay,
or you can reply.
Okay, I'll report it. What do I do?
In the business owner's account, it'll say next to the review, like there's a box that will say report review, and then it's going to ask you if it's violating our terms of service, and then which is the violation. I would not choose this contains false information. I would try and find something else that's a violation for the violation, and then anything you want them to know about it.
Do you have a manager?
She's not sitting at her desk right now, but I can send you to her voicemail.
Oh, that's ironic. The last person I talked said the exact same thing. That's crazy. Huh. What? Let me ask you
Yeah,
this.
they're in and out of
Let me
meetings
ask
all
you this.
day.
What?
I mean, they don't just sit and wait for
Yeah.
calls.
Yeah, I wouldn't either if you had as much people. Let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of a movie called Billion Dollar Bully?
Yeah.
Are you going to watch it?
No.
Why not?
I don't care to.
You probably don't want to know how many people there are that y'all have tried to extort. You probably don't want to know that's who you work for, huh?
We don't.
You don't extort?
No.
So I don't have actual proof of y'all trying to extort me.
You don't.
I don't.
No.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Can I pay to be shown, to have my business page shown before other people in my area? Even though I have not, well, I used to have 5-star rating, but y'all just like, hey, you don't get to have that anymore.
advertise, but it has nothing to do with your reviews.
Okay.
So if you pay us for advertising, it will not affect the reviews on your page.
So what does it affect?
Well, we'll show ads for you.
Okay. So even if I was a snake oil salesman, you would show
A what?
a snake oil salesman. Do you know what snake oil is?
No.
It's a term for medication that doesn't work. Okay, so but if I was a snake oil salesman, I'm surprised you never heard that term.
We have to verify businesses that are listed on our site.
Yeah,
so
but
people have to show us like.
No, if I legitimately sold if I legitimately sold sick people snake oil, and I could prove it, y'all would promote it if I paid y'all. Yes or no?
I have no idea what that even means.
That means if I sold fake medication and I paid for advertising,
you would have to do that and then call us and see if the page gets verified for Yelp.
I think you know that you would. That's what I'm saying. Like you know that y'all would.
I mean, there's a lot of business pages that are not verified or eligible for Yelp.
But I thought it was public. I thought it was public. Well, I thought it was public domain and that they can be. Like they're still shown, but they're not. I think that y'all would just accept money from anybody.
Well, there's some businesses that are not even eligible to have a free Yelp page.
Why?
Like they actually try and put their business on Yelp, and we will deny it.
Can I be one of those? What do I have to do for that to happen?
Your business is eligible for a Yelp page.
Okay, but I thought it was public domain. Shouldn't anybody be? I mean, if anybody can see it, shouldn't anybody be able to have one? Does that not make sense?
It depends on the type of business.
Why? It's public domain, I thought. You see how that argument doesn't hold.
It is.
Okay, but you see how that argument that just cop out of a reason doesn't really have any legs when put towards, to have any sort of scrutiny put towards it. Does that make sense? If it's public domain, anything should be eligible. Yes or no?
No.
If anybody can see it, then anybody should be able to be seen. Yes or no?
No.
So let me ask you this: what's your full name?
We're a different kind of site. So like there's businesses that may be eligible to have like their website or to advertise on Google or whatever, but like we're just a local business directory. If there's a business that's not a local business and they're just, let's say they sell products online only, and then they're not eligible for Yelp.
Okay, yeah, so I sell products online only. So.
But you don't.
Well, how do you know? Do you own a business?
Is there anything else I can help you out with?
Yeah, I'd like to know. Do you own a business?
I do not.
I that doesn't
My
surprise
family
me. Oh yeah, what's it called?
It doesn't matter.
I think that it does. I want to see, what their page looks like. It's public domain, right?
Yep, sure.
So
is.
anybody could find it.
I can tell you anything that I want to tell you. I'm not going to give you personal information about myself.
Well, but
Have a good night.
fuck you, bitch.